Hi, friends. This is Ann with ZoosDay Tuesday. My guest today is Ambry Smith, Education Coordinator here at the Pueblo Zoo. And today we are talking about SUP. What's up, Ambry?
So much. We're starting the new year with lots of new projects, people, and wildlife. We have a whole new season of virtual programs and lots of other fun stuff to do at the zoo.
No, Ambry. I mean, what is SUP?
Oh, what's SUP? SUP is single-use plastic. You know, things you only use once, like straws and plastic water bottles.
And what's wrong with SUP?
Well, single-use plastic takes a lot of energy to produce, and then we just throw it away after using it just one time. That's a waste. When we throw it away, it sometimes ends up in waterways and flows into the ocean where it contributes to plastic pollution that can harm wildlife.
That's not good. Let's cut to our Director of Education, Heather Dewey, who is on grounds with our otter keeper, Bethany Moreland, to learn more about SUP.
Here with Bethany and our North American river otter, Freya, to talk about SUP. What's up, Bethany?
Oh, loads of stuff. How about you?
What's SUP? And do you worry about it with the otters?
Actually, Heather, I do. Single-use plastics are a big hazard for otters, both in the wild and even here at the zoo. Did you know that sometimes people even accidentally throw plastic into the otter exhibit, and we have to make sure we take that out so that the otters don't try and play with that, because they're really curious, and it's not always safe for them to play with plastic.
That's a problem. I bet if everyone would throw their trash in the garbage or in recycling bins, then rivers would be safer for otters like Thomas and Freya, right, Bethany?
Yeah, definitely. I think that if everyone was able to recycle or just dispose of their trash properly, it would definitely make rivers safer for animals like North American river otters. I can show you just how fast otters are about reaching plastic that may end up into their pools now by showing you guys how fast Freya is going to be able to grab some of this food. So she's pretty fast, as you guys can see, and that's largely due to she has a big rudder-like tail that helps her steer in the water, and she's got webbed toes, which help her grab that water and swim really fast. So otters have really thin bodies that also help them move really fast in the water. It helps decrease the friction or the drag they feel on their fur because they're shaped kind of like boats. So that helps them move really fast.
You know, sometimes I see plastic water bottles floating in the otter pool. What's that about?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our otters, like I said, they're really, really curious animals. So sometimes we give them what's called enrichment. And enrichment could be all sorts of things, but sometimes it is plastic bottles that we put little bits of fish in for the otters to try and think through and get the fish out of there. And it just kind of helps them think and use some of those natural behaviors that they use in the wild.
So we have trash bins and recycling cans all over the zoo grounds at Pueblo Zoo to help people remember to put their litter in its place. Thanks, Bethany, for talking with us about otters and SUP today.
Thank you.
Back to you, Ann.
Thank you, Heather and Bethany. Well, Ambry, we learned a lot about SUP today. Do you have any ideas about ways we can reduce our use of SUP?
There are lots of things we could do. For one thing, whenever you order a drink at a restaurant, let the waitstaff know that you do not need a straw. Did you know that the National Park Service reports that Americans use 500 million straws every day? That's enough to fill up 125 school buses every day. Think about how much energy we could save if we just stopped using single-use straws.
Is there anything else we can do?
Yes. How about if we use reusable water bottles instead of single-use water bottles? We have water fountains at the Pueblo Zoo where you can fill up your water bottle. Let's take a look. Here's our water station in our education building at the zoo. Just place your water bottle under the spout and the sensor turns on the water. You can buy one of these water bottles in our gift shop at the zoo. And here's a map that shows other places on grounds where you can fill up your water bottle.
Wow, it's good to know there are ways we can help wildlife, like North American river otters. Listeners, do you have any ideas to share with our audience? Questions? Use the chat box on the right to talk with us. While we wait, I have a question from one of our zoo school students who wants to know, do otters get cold in the water in the wintertime? Well, otters have really, really thick fur and even a layer of fat underneath that fur. They also preen their fur, they cover it with oil, so their whole body is covered in something that's a little bit like a wetsuit. So they can swim in their otter pond all winter long. While we wait for questions, you can be ready with a question for next week by sending a question to me at akc@pueblozoo.org. And we will say your name online and ask your question. Any questions? No?
Oh, there's one.
Oh. Amelia from New York asks, do otters hibernate in the winter? No, otters don't hibernate like bears do and other animals. Otters are warm enough to find their food and all the things that they need to do all winter long. All right, if there's no more questions, that's it for this week. Remember, you can join ZoosDay Tuesday every first and third Tuesday of the month. So we're signing off. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you on February 7th when we will talk about turtles versus tortoises. Thanks. Goodbye from the zoo.